Welcome to the Awesome Possum Classroom, Grade 4. Worksheets for this story are available if you like and follow me on YouTube. Email me at awesomepossumclassroom@gmail.com to receive your worksheets. This is video 2 of 7 for the story Because of Winn Dixie. We will be working on the plot, how to write a plot for a story. You will be reading the story Because of Winn Dixie independently. Then you will have comprehension questions that you will need to answer and make sure that they're turned in to me by Friday. Be using this graphic organizer to help us write our plot. Our plot will include the characters and the setting, your rising action, your prime problem, your climax, your resolution, and your falling action. The rising action is at the beginning of the story and it leads you to the problem. The problem is what the characters are trying to solve. The climax of the story is when the conflict of the plot is beginning to be resolved. It is often the most exciting part of the story. The resolution is how the story's problem is solved, and the falling action is an event that happens right after the resolution. Use this story, Animal Bridge, to practice writing a plot. You will be responsible for writing your own plot for the story Because of Winn Dixie after we've practiced it. Let me begin reading the story to you, and then we'll go section by section to fill out the plot graphic organizer. Bear was eating some juicy forest berries when Blue Jay swooped down next to him. "The trucks are back," Blue Jay screeched. Rabbit hopped by and squealed, "They're working on another construction project." "Oh no, not again," Bear cried. "It seems as though the humans just finished building their busy highway," Rabbit complained. Blue Jay reported, "They're at it again, chopping down trees and digging up the dirt and grass." Bear growled. "When will those humans stop building?" he thought. They kept constructing roads through the forest. In the process, they were destroying the animals' homes and food. Some animals had been hit by cars when they tried to cross the busy roads. Bear grabbed a bunch of berries and sat down by a tree to think. He wondered if his favorite berry bushes would be gone soon too. Then he noticed Deer trotting slowly towards him, her head down. Bear asked, "What's the matter, Deer?" Deer moaned, "I'm all alone. I got caught off from my herd near Moss Trail. Now I'm too scared to cross the road to join them." "Enough is enough," fumed Bear. "We need to think of some way to stop the humans." The animals gathered together at the woody hill. "We need to get tough," Rabbit yelled to the animals. "Yes," they all agreed. "Too bad none of you can fly," said Blue Jay. "If you had wings, then you wouldn't need to cross the roads." "I can't fly," said Rabbit, but I can chew." Rabbit showed off her two front teeth. She said, "I have an idea. My big teeth can chew through anything. I can get underneath the trucks and chew through the wires. Without their trucks working properly, the humans can't dig up the land." Rabbit hopped down the hill. "I'm going to stop them right now," she said. Rabbit dashed like lightning towards Moss Trail. When she got there, she scurried underneath the empty parked truck. Rabbit clenched her teeth on a wire and chewed until, snap, the wire split, but one of her big teeth cracked. Rabbit came up from under the truck and hopped back to the woody hill. Rabbit showed her cracked tooth to the other animals. "I did it," she declared, "but ouch, my tooth hurts." Then Moose boasted, "I can use my strong antlers to ram into anything. I'll crush those trucks." Moose marched to the forest. Head first he rammed into the truck. He made a dent. "Yes," roared Moose. He hit the truck again. It made another dent. He hit it again. Now Moose was dizzy. He spun around and around. The truck had 3 big dents. Moose staggered back to the animals. "We are making our marks," he announced. Then he fell down because he was so dizzy. Skunk bragged, "My stench can drive away the workers." Skunk sprayed a good whiff. "Gross!" Turtle shouted. "You stink!" Turtle retreated into his shell. Skunk laughed and scurried down Moss Trail. Skunk scampered behind the workers and lifted her tail. The humans smelled her odor immediately, grabbed masks to cover their noses and mouths, and returned to work. Skunk returned to the woody hill. "This was as easy as ABC," she boasted. The animals went to check on the humans' progress. They were upset to see the humans were still working in the forest. Rabbit fumed. "Our efforts are useless. The humans are still here." "No matter what we do, we can't seem to get rid of them," sighed Bear. For a long time, all the animals felt defeated. Day they saw something strange. They watched the workers put dirt and grass over the bridge. Moose said, "My goodness, humans are weird." Soon the workers left the bridge. Then the animals saw the workers underneath the bridge. They were putting signs by the side of the road that passed beneath the bridge. "Hey, wait a minute," said Bear. "That's a picture of me. I think this bridge was made for us." The animals whooped and hollered. "The humans are trying to help us," Rabbit exclaimed. "They made their bridge into an animal bridge," Moose added, smiling. Deer said, "Now I can find my herd." Then she bounded off into the forest. The animals stood peering down at the busy traffic below the bridge. "Hooray for our bridge!" Bear cheered. That was an easy story, but it's going to help us practice writing a plot for the story Because of Winn Dixie. So I'm going to take you step by step on how to find the rising action, the problem, the climax, the resolution, and the falling action from the story that we just read. All right, what we're going to do is we're going to start with the 2 easiest parts of your plot, the characters and the setting. Now, in this story, all of these characters, other than the humans, had important roles to the story. But we don't have a lot of room here to write all of their names, so we're just going to call them the woodland animals. And where did this story take place? It took place in the forest. All right, so now you can see here where I put in the characters, the woodland animals and the forest. Now I want to find my rising action and my problem. My rising action and problem are actually right here on these 2 pages, but now I'm going to give you a little trick. Find the problem before the rising action. The problem is easier to find than the rising action. And you know that the rising action is before the problem. So let's fill in the problem first. What is the problem of this story? Well, here it says, it seems as though the humans just finished building their busy highway. They're at it again. Bear growled, "When will those humans stop building?" They kept constructing roads through the forest, and in the process, they were destroying the animals' homes and food. So I'm thinking this here is the problem. Who is they, though? Humans. So we would write, humans kept constructing roads through the forest, and in the process, they were destroying the animals' homes and food. So now that we have our problem, let's find our rising action. What are the animals doing here in this picture? They're telling Bear what? that the humans are back. And what are the humans doing? They're working on another construction project. Okay, so that would be our rising action. The animals told Bear the humans are back and they're working on another construction project. Moving along very nicely, boys and girls. Now we need to find the climax and the resolution. Well, just like we did before, we found the problem before the rising action. Let's find how the problem is solved before we find the climax. Okay, so let's find the resolution. What did the humans do? The humans built a bridge to help the animals get across the busy road. That's going to be our resolution. Okay, so now we have the resolution that the humans made an animal bridge over the busy road. So now we need the climax. Okay, the climax gets a little bit tricky because you have to make sure that you have the important parts between the problem and the resolution in there. So you know that the animals are watching the humans build a bridge. They see the humans put dirt and grass on the bridge. And then it says, "Hey, wait a minute," Bear said. "That's a picture of me. I think this bridge is made for us." So you're kind of there. Right here is kind of the climax. So what I would say is the animals watched the humans build a bridge, and Bear said, "Wait a minute. That's a picture of me. I think that bridge is made for us." Wow, look at this graphic organizer. Look at how it is filled in. We have our characters, our setting, our rising action, our problem, our climax, and our resolution. The only thing we have left is our falling action. Each of this graphic organizer we have filled out. It's been really easy. So now we're at our falling action. And what's the last thing that happens in the story? Well, the animals cheer. "Hooray for our bridge." Bear cheered. That will be our falling action. And there you go. There is your plot graphic organizer for this story all filled out. Boys and girls, when I ask you, and I am going to ask you, to write your plot for Because of Winn Dixie, come back to this video again and watch it a couple of times if you're unsure of what you're doing. You're going to do your graphic organizer for Because of Winn Dixie, and there are some things that I'm going to expect to be 100% correct. The characters and the setting and Because of Winn Dixie, I want correct. Your problem and your resolution, I need those to be correct. They're not that hard. The rising action, the climax, and the falling action, well, you might need a little bit of help on. Honestly, the only thing I think you might have problem with would be the climax. If you just remember that, put my problem in first and then find my rising action, put my resolution in first, then find my climax, and then my falling action is right after my resolution. Just keep that in your head and fill out your plot chart that way, and you shouldn't have too much problem with it. You'll turn your plot into me on Friday. I will grade it over the weekend, and we'll talk on Monday. Those of you who had a difficult time with it, we'll talk on Monday individually, and we'll set up a time to meet. We'll talk individually, and I'll go over it with you to tell you what you did right, what you did really well, and what you may need to improve on. This one is not going for a grade, but the next plot that I have you write, which will be in the next couple of stories, will go for a grade. Your plot for Because of Winn Dixie is due on Friday. If you are in my class, you have this graphic organizer already. If you would like a copy of it, email me at theawesomepossumclassroom@gmail.com. I will see you, boys and girls, on the next video. Bye-bye.